We had a very close family, and my mother was very strict, but good and loving. She was a good teacher in the kitchen. And I can remember I was really afraid going on my first interview. So my mother took the bus and came downtown with me. And then she left me on the corner and said, "I'll be here when you're done." I didn't get the job, but at least it gave me confidence. My first job experience was with an insurance company. And I went to work 2 days after graduating from high school, and that was in San Francisco, El Dorado Insurance. And I was a dictaphone operator, and I worked for insurance adjusters. And the adjuster speaks into a microphone that gets recorded on a plastic element on a machine. And then I transcribe those notes with a headset into typing their reports for on-the-job accidents. And then the insurance company decides, if they're going to pay on that policy or not. My parents were living in San Francisco, and my mother had already had Alzheimer's. And she had diabetes, and she was not able to live by herself. They had help that came every day to take care of both of them when it got too much for my dad. So when my dad passed away, I moved my mother to our house in Sebastopol, and nobody else stepped up. There was the brother in San Francisco, there was a sister in Petaluma, and there was a sister in Nevada. And I just thought it was the natural thing to do. I had worked I was able to arrange 3 days a week work so that I could do doctor appointments for my parents. And then it just seemed like the right thing to do when Dad was gone. And it was a wonderful time for me. And I did it for 2 years until it became too difficult. And it was a good learning experience about preparing yourself and your parent for end of life. And I never feared it. And I just accepted what came along the way. I had my mother in daycare, and Primrose facility would pick her up 3 days a week, and they would bring her to their place, and she would have lunch there and activities, and then they would deliver her back home. And it was a wonderful arrangement for the both of us. And I think people don't do it because there's a lot of changes you have to make. Doctors, adjustment period, finances. You become a parent. I don't regret it at all. I think it was the wonderful thing to do. And I lived with my son and family. We each had our own houses, and I was in Santa Rosa, and they were Cloverdale. And I was spending a lot of weekends up here in Cloverdale, and I just loved it. And so I had decided I was going to move to Cloverdale, and we started looking. And then one day I had the bright idea to ask them what they thought about combining our two households and buying one house together. And that's how it started. And we've been together for 10 years. 10 happy years.
Hi, I'm Emily Herrera.
I'm Angel Yanez.
And I'm Elder Ruiz.
I'm Grace Calder.
I'm Maxwell Fincher.